Okay, we are out here at Heritage Lane on a snowy Thursday afternoon, and they have been working here. I'll tell you, it looks much different. So, wallpaper's down here in the den, closet doors are gone. They've taken out all of those organizers. Definitely going to need some skimming on the walls in the closet. It's pretty rough. So, you know, the we'll see what that looks like with some primer on that wallpaper there. It looks a little rough too. So spin around. That's where that wall unit was, and that sure looks rough too. There's a lot of, adhesive and things like that need to get scraped off and leveled. You've kind of got a little weird plug arrangement there. Some of that needs to get cleaned up. So you can definitely see where there's the ridge from where the cabinets used to be there. So definitely needs some work in here. So all the hardwood floor or all the plywood floors are exposed. Definitely pretty rough. I think having that thicker LVP with some sort of a backing on it to make the floors a little bit more stable. They just seem a little bit bouncy here. Closet doors gone here. That just needs to get painted out. But the big thing is being able to walk here and see daylight across this way is huge. So still working on some of that electrical that's running up through there, but they've got the post in. I think that was your cold air return. Definitely need to figure out a game plan for the lighting in here. That plug from the old microwave will need to get changed out there. And need to have a new microwave plug installed over here. This plug might be able to be dropped down to be the plug for the 110 on the stove, but definitely need to figure out some of these additional things here with this. So, but it's looking good. Spin around here into the dining room, and yes, this wall is a mess. Way worse than I thought. I would have thought those boards would have just be nailed on, but maybe they were nailed on and the heavy damage is from the adhesive from the mirror. Let me see what I can come up with for that. But yeah, it's looking good. Kind of got the beam header run across, and this is ready to get mudded in. Looks like they've also been working on filling in the window up there, which looks good. That needs to get mudded out. Don't see any holes yet in the ceiling, so maybe that's next on the list here. But it's looking good. Floors are, definitely kind of rough. Lots of staples, lots of old plywood that's kind of bouncy here. So hopefully with that thicker floor across everything. Oh, and there's no baseboards here too. So I have to chat more about if we're doing baseboards. I just think that the brass, I would recommend just seeing if we could measure this and get a new simple screen for the fireplace. That the pattern just looks very dated, and I think even if you spray it, it's still going to look a little bit dated with the wood handles and stuff. I think just spend $300 and see if you can find something cool on Amazon. Also, FYI, the shower door was delivered and was leaning against the garage, so I opened up the garage and put that in the garage. Took some photos of the contents of the garage, not a lot out there. So take a peek in here, but yeah, definitely a lot of kind of wasted space below the floor joist there. They could have raised that ceiling much higher, it seems like. Yeah, that's almost like a foot down drop to get to the drywall there of the ceiling. And that's a floor run for a vent. So very interesting. We need to do some duct cleaning when things all get situated here. But let's keep on keeping on here. So this is the half bath. Wow. Definitely, with all the wallpaper down, looks pretty rough in here too. So I think a pedestal sink would be just fine. You can keep your electrical where it's at, do a nice mirror there, pedestal sink, call it a day. I like your idea with the ladder there, just fills that space. It'll make this room feel a little bit more spacious, but they really should plug that. I can smell that smell. They should get a plastic bag with some paper in it or something. But yeah, it's a work in progress on the stairway. A lot to do in the hall. So still need to get that wall done there. So I see that they've taken out the threshold piece there, so I'll be curious to know their plans if how that'll transition from the hall floor to the bathroom. So this vanity is the one we talked about. Actually, I don't hate that idea of doing a 48 in here and having it all the way to the left. So I think that's doable. That way you kind of keep the light. It does, oh, this will just be empty space then. So interested to see how that looks. A lot of holes and stuff are plugged. That looks like some mold that needs to get addressed on the wall behind the wallpaper. So we need to deal with that. It smells really bad up here. Here's this little closet that needs to get painted out. We head in here. Still need to do the border in here, it looks like, but all the carpet's gone. Looks like they've got to patch that up, got a cold air return. So, got a ceiling, 6-inch can, looks like they've drilled there. All that mirrored tile is gone, which is nice. That's gonna have to get patched up. This light makes me nervous to have that that's just straight plugged in. Someone must have forgot to turn that off. Looks like there's some mold issues here from a leak. That might need to just get busted out and replaced and patched in. The walls definitely seem like there's some glue that needs to come off of here still. I'm gonna turn this light off. Those torchère lamps can just get very, very hot, so we don't want to leave that on. But yeah, what a difference with that closet entrance out here. They framed in the doorway here. Looks like there was again some more moisture issues behind that wallpaper there. So want to address that and really prime that out well. So again, I need to plug up those the toilets. So we see this is like a tile that's snapped off there, and that corner bead's rusted out pretty good there too. So hopefully this can be saved. They got in here and they really did a lot of demo, very intense. Lots of these plug holes from the grab bars and stuff are pretty obvious. A lot of skimming and glue still on the wall here. So, you know, I think this is where you spend the money. Make this room look amazing. Try and get the 40-inch vanity and have it spacers on either side with the full, you know, custom top on here. I think this is, we got to make this look expensive, and having the door open in will be nice, but that vanity, I think you've got to spend the money and do that vanity there. They've done a nice job filling in the closets. That's all got to get mudded out. We've got one recessed light there. This looks like they're going to change that to a recess, and that's the vent fan. Might want to see if they can change out the vent fan as well. That looks super old and dusty. And then probably just skim everything to make it fill in. Not sure if you have a surface mount there. That should be enough with this additional light out here. So I think that would be good. Take a peek in here. Okay. This will be, it seems like the plug's there. So I'm curious to know, does the door swing in to the right? Because actually it makes more sense to me if the door swings into the left. But then it's the plug or the switch for the room is behind the door. I'd almost want to see that swing in like this to the left so it's out of the way and have the switch on the right, if that's possible. Maybe it's too late, or maybe you have another plan with the door, but that doesn't quite make sense to me. But we've got the recessed can lights here. It looks like probably they'll take out that old box in the center and just do the 6 inches in here. But yeah, that's my one question, is figure out the door swing. It just, I don't know if you want to have that door swing in to the right, switch on the left. It just seems like then you've got to close the door to get to your close. It just makes more sense that the door swings into the left and your switch would be on the right, even if they put the switch outside on the right here. People typically are right-handed, want to turn on with the right. So, all right, lots of drywall. Needs to get glued up in here. That carpet pad came up. It looks like fairly decently. It's still very powdery and you need to come through with a shop vac, but you know, lots more of that paneling. And they need to figure out the window treatments here. They've got the old roller shades up there. One idea that I had would be to take your accent color and do that gray all the way around the windows, do the white faux wood blinds in the windows, and then continue the gray down here. So visually when you stand back, it just looks like one tall gray vertical element in the stairwell. I think that would be cool. But they've been busy getting a lot of that wallpaper out of the stairwell. Come down here, and we're on the cement floor here. So let's go into the laundry room. Got the water heater. Seems like they might have turned the water off. Furnace is still there, pretty much like it was here. That box is still there. Hopefully they can get rid of that and just patch the hole. There's a heat grill there. Basement looks pretty similar to what it was before. Some little paneling came loose. Looks like this with this black here. I question if that wasn't some moisture, even the staining on the floor, whether there was some water that spilled in here somehow. I actually see this tack strip is very black here too. It's possible this basement might have flooded at some point. Hopefully all of that tack strip can come out and just get cleaned really well before the new flooring goes in. We are on a shared wall on the left side, which makes me question if it's really not water from the outside, but definitely a lot of staining on that tack strip. This actually looks better over here, but not too much happening down here just yet.